Good morning, I am Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Senior political leaders resort to massive negligence towards parliamentary committees, causes committees to remain defunct, hampering the government's performance. Corruption watchdog CIAA starts probing into contractors of the development projects stranded for years, seek details of 1,200 projects. US senators say they are more certain than ever after a private CIA briefing that the Saudi Crown Prince had a role in the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. And Manchester City extend their lead at the top of the English Premier League table to 5 points, see off Watford 2-1. Liverpool follow behind in second with a game in hand. Let us now begin with the latest national political update. The parliamentary committees are bestowed with different significant rights ranging from carrying out sectional discussions on the drafts of new laws to constraining the government's wrongdoings. The attendance of lawmakers at the parliamentary committee meetings is considered very important due to the same reason. However, the top-notch leaders of political parties hardly show up at such meetings. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is himself an incumbent member of the Parliament's State Management and Good Governance Committee. This means the Prime Minister should mandatorily participate in the committee's meeting. While it's understandable that the Premier is not able to attend each and every meeting due to his busy schedule, he has not attended any of the 33 meetings of the committee as of yet. Another member of the State Management Committee and co-chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Pushpakamal Dahal, has also not participated in most of the meetings. Parliamentary committees are also an effective platform for the main opposition to question the government's mistakes and drawbacks. However, President of the main opposition, Nepali Congress, Sherba Dewa too has not attended even a single meeting of the Development and Technology Committee where he is a member. Even other lawmakers have started following the senior leaders' tendency of ditching the committee meetings. It is no wonder that the parliamentary committees have remained almost defunct due to the indifference of the senior leaders and lawmakers in general. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, has started probing into the contractors failing to live up to their project deadlines. The CIAA has started investigating contractors of 17 different development projects who have been occupying contracts for years through repeated extensions of deadlines while failing to accomplish works. The corruption watchdog has taken the initiative to unveil reasons behind the growing tendency of contractors leaving projects related to roads, bridges, and other infrastructure stranded for a long time. The contractors of the development projects along the postal and mid-hilly highways are to be scrutinized in this regard. Besides that, the anti-graft body has sought details of 1,200 projects that are under the jurisdiction of the Urban Development, Physical Infrastructure, Energy and Water Resource, along with Federal Affairs and General Administration Ministries. The projects related to bridge construction are found to have been through maximum irregularities. Due to the increasing mismanagement and sluggishness in development works across the country, the CIAA has also been preparing to probe into some of the national pride projects suspected of being the victim of irregularities. The CIAA had earlier lodged cases at the Special Court against the operator of Papu Construction and 10 employees at the Nepalganj Road Department alleging them of massive irregularities during the construction of Jabdighat Bridge in Bardia. It is, however, crucial to take action against the culprits to stop the extreme mismanagement in development works rather than merely carrying out investigation into the matter. Now, the governments of Nepal and Bangladesh have decided to form two committees to carry out feasibility studies to identify investment-worthy hydropower projects and the possibility of transnational hydropower transmission line. The decision was made by a joint committee led by the Energy Secretaries of Nepal and Bangladesh yesterday. The technical committee will carry out studies to identify investment-worthy hydropower projects in Nepal. Both the governments will declare the name of the members of their respective committees in a month's time. Likewise, a joint committee comprising 3 members from each country will study on the possibilities for transnational transmission lines. Spokesman for the Energy Ministry, Dinesh Kumar Khimine, said Nepal will also hold discussions with India in regards to the transmission lines. The secretary-level meeting was held in the capital to facilitate its implementation of the energy agreement signed between Nepal and Bangladesh on the 10th of August this year. It is now time for a short break, but for more news, do stay with us. The NEPSA index that had been on a continuous downward spiral in recent days saw an increase by 10 points yesterday. The points increased after the government allowed the commercial banks facing a liquidity crisis to use the 39 billion rupees as deposit from the budget allocated for local governments. The NEPSA index had fallen to the minimum of the past 3 years last Sunday. The slight improvement yesterday has provided some respite to the investors. The increase in the points of Nepal Stock Exchange has been assumed to be the result of commercial banks having added capital amounts. The NEPSA had been continuously declining following investors being denied of any loans due to the intensification of the liquidity crisis. The investors are now hopeful that this would help decrease the increasing interest rates, making a positive impact in the share market. There has been excitement in the share market also due to the announcement of bonuses by different companies. Experts, however, are of the view that the government should introduce some market-friendly policies to sustain the improvement in the share market. The government has approved the draft of the ordinance prepared for the adjustment of staff at provincial and local levels. The ordinance approved by the Council of Ministers will come into effect after President Vidyadevi Bhandari endorses it, paving way for its implementation. President Bhandari is currently in a visit to Poland, and in the absence of the President, the constitutional provision allows the Vice President to endorse the ordinance as the acting head of the state. Once the head of the state approves the ordinance, the Ministry for Federal Affairs and General Administration will call for applications from public officials at the provincial and local level for staff adjustment. The official's application, current position, age, province or local level he or she is currently working in, current permanent address, and the address mentioned in the citizenship certificate will be considered during the staff adjustment. Based on the provision in the ordinance, if the staff fulfills the criterion, the government can promote them up to 2 levels. The government issued the Civil Servants Adjustment Ordinance to encourage officials to take offices at the provincial and local levels as allocated by the government. The government had deployed 22,000 staff at the provincial levels and 57,000 at the local levels. Based on the provision of the ordinance, the government can dissolve civil servants from their posts if they do not take their offices within 35 days. The federal government had tabled the ordinance after the provincial government started contracting employees to carry out daily public services. We've got more news coming up, but right now it is time for yet another short break. In a bid to provide faster service to the public, the Land Revenue Office of Kavre started online services 2 years back. However, the service seekers have complained this has only worsened the situation. In this context, we had asked the locals and service seekers at the Land Revenue Office in Kavre regarding their satisfaction with the services made available online. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
Online सेवा जब चाहिँ सुरु भयो त्यसपछि त हामीले सुविधा भन्दा पनि तपाईको चाहिँ दुविधा चाहिँ बढी भएको चाहिँ महसुस भएको छ मलाई चाहिँ किन भन्दाखेरि पहिला तपाईको चाहिँ एउटा जग्गा पास गर्न तपाईको चाहिँ जग्गा फुका रोकाको कुराहरु एक दिनमै सकिन्छ अहिले तपाईको 3 दिन 4 दिन चाहिँ सम्म लाग्ने चाहिँ अवस्था छ
बिहान देखि आको अहिले सम्म नि काम भएको छैन यो त अनलाइनले झन् ढिलो चाहिँ भइराछ
छिटो छरी त के पनि पाका छैनौं हामीलाई जहाँ पनि गाह्रै छ
पहिला र अहिलेमा त्यस्तो परिवर्तन चाहिँ अहिले आजसम्म चाहिँ के त्यस्तो पाएको छैन
त्यति छिटो त भएको छैन जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई त बिहान 10 बजेदेखि आएको अहिलेसम्म खोइ केही काम सके पनि छैन
प्राविधिक कारणले पनि कहिले काहीँ गडबड भनिरहेछ अनि कम्प्युटरमा गयो भने चाहिँ लोडिङ भइरहेर देखाइरहन्छ भनेर भन्नुहुन्छ अब झुलाउने काम भन्दा पनि उहाँहरूले गर्ने सिस्टम चाहिँ अलिक स्लो नै जस्तो लागेको
त्यस्तै 11 बजे मा आइपुगे यहाँ चाहिँ होइन घरबाट 10 बजे निस्क्या अनि अहिलेसम्म काम चाहिँ पुरो भएको छैन
खासै भनौँ भने हिजो हुनुपर्ने काम आज भयो
सरकारी काम सरकारी कम्प्युटरहरू त्यस्तै हो अब सर्भरहरू घुम्न टाइम लाग्ने
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what is the reason for the top leaders not attending the parliamentary committee meetings? Your options are A, importance not given. Option B is due to busy schedule. And your option C is lack of responsibility. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With this, let us move on to the sports news.
Sports news.
Manchester City have extended their lead at the top of the English Premier League table to 5 points for the moment following a win against Watford last night. Defending champions Manchester City led through Leroy Sané in the 40th minute while Riyad Mahrez doubled the lead in the 51st minute. Watford piled some pressure against City in the fag end of the match and were able to score a consolation in the 85th minute. City now have 41 points from 15 matches while Liverpool are second with 36 points. Chelsea are third with 31 and Arsenal follow close behind in fourth with 30 points. All three clubs have a game in hand. Other matches of the Premier League played last night saw Brighton Hove Albion see off Crystal Palace 3-1, West Ham United secure a 3-1 win over Cardiff City, and Bournemouth got better of Huddersfield Town 2-1. Monaco have climbed out of the relegation zone in the French League after securing a 2-0 win against Amiens. Radamel Falcao scored both the goals in Monaco's win. Falcao, who has already missed 2 penalties in the ongoing season, was on point last night. He first converted a penalty in the 43rd minute. Amiens were then restricted to 10 men in the second half. 6 minutes of injury time were added in the match. Falcao converted a second penalty in the dying moments as Monaco were awarded yet another penalty. Following the win, Thierry Henry's team, Monaco, now have 13 points from 16 matches and have risen to the 17th position in the league table. It was Monaco's second win in 3 matches. Amiens, however, remain in the relegation zone, also with 13 points. Now back home, 3 matches under the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League are slated for today. Leaders Monang Marsangdi Club take on Jalakhel Youth Club in one of the fixtures. The match, which will be played at Anfa Complex, Sadabaro, kicks off at 11 a.m. Monang are unbeaten at the league and have 15 points from 5 matches. A win today would extend Monang's lead by 3 points at the top of the table. In quite a sharp contrast, Jalakhel have secured just 1 win in 5 matches with 1 draw and 3 losses. Jalakhel are placed 11th in the league table with 4 points and they had secured their first win against Brigade Boys in their previous match. The second match, scheduled for a 2:30 p.m. kickoff at Anfa, will see Himalayan Sherpa play against Chassel Youth Club. Sherpa are placed 6th and have 10 points from 5 matches, while Chassel are 9th with 4 points. Chassel will be without their main striker Bimal Gharti Magar as he is leaving for a trial in Belgium. It has been learned that Bimal is to give a trial at a 2nd Division club of Belgium. Another match scheduled for kickoff at 2:30 p.m. will see Saraswati Youth Club take on 3-Star at the APF's ground. 3-Star has lost just 1 match in the 5 matches played so far and are placed 4th with 12 points. Their opponents for the day, Saraswati, have 6 points and are placed 8th in the table. The International Series Badminton Tournament, with the participation of shuttlers from 20 different nations, kicked off in Kathmandu yesterday. This is the biggest international badminton tournament hosted by Nepal so far. Nepal's Vikas Shrestha, Dipesh Thami, Praful Marjan, Prince Dahal, Navin Shrestha and Bijit Thapa Magar have advanced to the 2nd round of the tournament after winning their matches yesterday. In the matches played at the Armed Police Force courts in Halchok, former Nepal number 1 Vikas Shrestha defeated Sarim Mohammed of Maldives in straight sets 21-15, 21-7, while Bijit Thapa Magar took care of Subarsan Lama of Bhutan in straight sets 21-19, 21-7 to advance to the 2nd round. Praful Marjan also booked a spot in the 2nd round, defeating Christopher Paul of Mauritius in straight sets 21-19, 21-14. Likewise, Dipesh Thami brushed aside Ahmed Nibal of Maldives in straight sets 21-8, 21-11 and moved on to the 2nd round. Prince Dahal also booked a spot in the last 64 by defeating Mangal Singh of Bangladesh in a 3-setter 21-15, 15-21, 21-9. Likewise, Navin Shrestha took care of Mohamed Salman of Bangladesh in straight sets to claim a spot in the 2nd round. In the qualifying matches played earlier, Sudeep Sedai of Nepal suffered defeat against Gaurav Singh of Bangladesh, while in the women's category, Samjana Sharma of Nepal lost to Meghna Anil Kulkarni of India. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Senior political leaders resort to massive negligence towards parliamentary committees, causes committees to remain defunct, hampering the government's performance. Corruption watchdog CIAA starts probing into contractors of the development projects stranded for years. Seek details of 1,200 projects. US senators say they are more certain than ever after a private CIA briefing that the Saudi Crown Prince had a role in the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. And Manchester City extend their lead at the top of the English Premier League table to 5 points. Sea of Watford 2-1. Liverpool follow close behind in second place with a game in hand. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.